Hello, hello. My New Yorican Poet Cafe community open micers. It's my favorite night of the week. Thursday night. So excited to be with all of you. Ooh, I see Poeta Cool. Yup. In Japan. I see you. I see you, Brad. I see you, Sarah, Elizabeth, Jeff, Michael Sindler. And I know I wasn't here last week, but what happened? Channel 11 does a story on this right here, and so many of you were featured. Look at that, man. Congratulations to us all. I'm telling you, wherever I go, I take you with me. And I've been going places. I am so thrilled. I must be getting famous. I must be getting famous because my ex-husband's wife is harassing me. That's how I know. Shit is good. That's when you know, baby, you're fucking waking up some demons. Gotta do the work. We're doing the work. We have been doing it. Unmesh, thank you for your book. I have your book. I have it. I read one poem right before bed. It's so peaceful. I love it. Great stuff. Unmesh Mohit in India got featured on the PIX. You saw that, Channel 11. You guys, I'm making moves here in Puerto Rico but dropping bombs on New York City. All the way from the motherland. And yes, Paul, I see you put that book up. That's right. Yes. Light, Shadow, Life. Unmesh Mohikar. So, hey, Nisa's in the building. My young poet, my little sweetheart. So great. Luciana, I see you. Okay, well, I'm going to open with a poem because I did a new poem for this company called NGL Media, and they hired me to do a poem for this event called Latinas Represent, and I filmed it in Old San Juan. I filmed this. This is, I think, my first poem video in Puerto Rico that was done with another cameraman and not myself, because I've been doing it all. Lights, camera, edit, record, and this and that. But, so it's just been so crazy. So I'm going to share this poem, Latinas Represent, because give you like some new shit, because that's what we do. We bring the new shit to each other. And this is the Latina presence, la presencia, an essence, nuestra esencia, is an amalgamation of nations that live in our faces with features that range in black, brown, white, and Asian. We are a statement. We are here despite and because of racism, patriarchy, and colonization. It means that we've made it. We stand on the shoulders of the bravest, mujeres that shouldered inequality, injustice, and hatred. They faced it in defiance and never gave in, luchando fuertemente para sobrevivir, like Sonia Sotomayor, Ellen Ochoa, Rita Moreno, Monica Ramirez, Dolores Huerta, Selena, and so many more to mention. But in this space, time, and dimension, we are the extension, their reverberation of esas luchadoras that gave us this path, este camino infinito, and it never ends, because we will pave it for the future generations of all the women warriors not yet born but present, living within us. So for them and all the rest, Latinas represent. And I mean, that's just that's what they wanted, that's what they asked for, and that's what I gave them. And a video to come to those words coming soon. So thank you all for being here. Thank our sponsors, National Endowment for the Arts, Council of the Arts, New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, Amazon Literary Partnership, New York Community Trust. And if you'd like to make a donation to keep this wonderful thing going, visit newyorrican.org/contribute. And thank you so much to the open micers here that I know you've given, and you're just awesome. All of you. I hope you're feeling good and feeling nice. Let me see if I could unmute so everybody could say a nice hello. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Unmute and let's see you.
Hey.
Hi.
What's going on?
Hola. Hola. Aloha. Shalom.
Hello,
Ohio.
everyone.
Good
Hi.
morning.
Come on, everyone.
I can be heard.
What's
Hola.
going on?
Very
What's going on?
Gonna be a good night. How are you?
You guys are so beautiful. Okay, so up first we have Tesosomok about to take you to class. What's good, senor? I'm asking to.
There?
There you go.
Are we there? Are we there?
Yes, I don't. There you go. Let me get my speaker view. Speak again, because I see myself.
Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3. Bueno. Oh, well, congrats on all your prime time. Keep it up. Remember, what is it? The ocean lifts all boats. Please lift us with you. This piece is titled, I know we have a lot of things in our community going on right now, but this piece is titled Turning Over Leaves. Where does a wise man hide a leaf? In the forest. But what does he do if there is no forest? He grows a forest to hide it in. G.K. Chesterton, The Innocence of Father Brown. We're a society of habit. We're dependent on stimulants, actions, and patterns to define us. Our collective habits are our security blanket, like Linus from the Peanuts, enveloping us in consistent presence and the comfort of familiarity. The social habits were not innate, they were created through an historical and materialist plan. The every bad, good, or insignificant repressive act starts with a psychological political pattern for a sublime habit loop. As you may have seen in the news, everything begins with a trigger, even if the confusion is over which one. When the event becomes intransitive or an adiabatic process, this means irreversible in states. And finally, an opiate-derived reward, something the brain and the ego can use to justify the legitimacy of the event. This reinforces the habit loop for the future. The habit loop will perpetually prime us for unconscionable acts without thinking, strangely straight out of our habits. Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, founded by the late Sheriff Earl Brown on the farm of a Klansman rooted in white power. Elizabeth Dorsey and the Ku Klux Klan in Minnesota documented how the founder was not simply a racist farmer, he was the sheriff of Hennepin County. Under his watch, the KKK thrived in Hennepin County, burned crosses and allowed hood marches all over town. Joined in April 1923, thought the KKK was becoming a powerful organization. But if that wasn't enough, he also founded the State Patrol, and to close out the trifecta, was elected the VP of the Minnesota Eugenics Society. Many women were forcefully sterilized all over the state who were identified as unworthy to have children. Until his death in the 1960s, he ran the entire law enforcement system. After his death, there was no reconciliation to remove the deeply embedded bigotry, while Philippa Lally from European Journal of Social Psychology states that it takes at least 66 days to kick a habit. Not a second was spent on removing the habitual loop of racism. Mike Elliott, Brooklyn Center's first Black mayor at 36 years, visibly shaking like a 22-year-old with a baseball cap. Caught in the iron law of oligarchy as laid out by Robert Michaels in 1911, simply states that a man whose youth betrays his physical repulsion of white supremacy and bigotry himself migrated from Liberia at 11 must ultimately represent it as an act as its agent. Mr. Elliott, a minor businessman before his political career, exclaimed after several resignations, "We're hoping quote, we're hoping that we're turning over a new leaf now. The empty notion that turning over a new leaf will restore us to a nostalgic past, a wanderlust state of being, and the restorative past is to be more than a polite missive hedging away at responsibility. It has to be a brutal confrontation. The real, the adiabatic entropy process needs an alternative reversible path between Dante's living state and his holy shit state with a bullet in his chest. Let's remember that entropy, a quantity representing the inability of a system's energy for conversion into mechanical work, often interpreted as the degree of disorder or randomness of the system, casually known as the second law of thermodynamics. The sum of entropies of all the bodies taking part in the process will always increase in entropy over time. Paradoxically, there exists no possible reversible adiabatic process between these end states. So to get the entropy change for the irreversible adiabatic process, you need to devise an alternative reversible path between the same two end states. And this reversible path will not be adiabatic itself. The reversible path between the two end states, and I repeat, irreversible adiabatic process is not adiabatic.
Tesosomok.
In Urban Dick, there is no reversible path between the white supremacy and the birth of the nation, the habit loop of white supremacy, the habit loop of the trigger, the systemic meritocracy of social rewards must be abolished.
Woo! Tesosomok speaking about that deeply embedded bigotry. Thank you, Professor. The habit loop of white supremacy, the habit loop of the trigger. Yes, thank you, Paul, for quoting that. Tesosomok went off tonight. Yes, he did. Gracias, Tesosomok, for your brilliance. And let everybody know if you have any last words, and then we're going to go into Catman Bill. All right.
Good evening, La Bruja.
Buenas noches, Catman.
I am absolutely stunned into almost wordlessness because I'm number 2, and I don't know how the heck I got to number 2. I waited 25 minutes. I kept tapping on that link over and over and over. It's not opening. It's not opening. And just as I was ready to give up, it popped up. And I got number 2. So miracle of miracles. And I just wasted 30 seconds on this. So first I wanted to remind you that you asked me about Linmore Cat a few weeks ago. And I mentioned to you that she once peed on my bed. And I was in it at the time. And I felt that I had something in common with Donald Trump. But recently I was playing with her. And I rolled her over. And I saw a little dickie protruding underneath, and I said, Linmore, you're not a girl cat. Or are you? And I still don't know, because maybe she's a cross-gender cat, and I'm not sure. So I'll table that for now, and I have about 3 minutes more. What would you like? Would you like to hear a nice, pretty little song, or do you want to hear some smut talk? Anybody want to?
I want to give the smut.
You really want smut talk?
It's already nighttime. Let's go for that Nuyorican smut.
Well, okay. I mean, my sex life has been chaotic through the years, and I've dated different women, and for a while I was seeing an older woman. And, we used to have this fun little ritual in bed, and I was the aggressor, giving her cunnilingus. And one night, she asked me to roll over on my back, and you don't have to ask me twice to do that. And I roll over on my back, and she prepared to give me fellatio. And right before going down on me, she reached into her mouth and yanked out her dentures, and she tossed them on the bed. And I kept looking at those dentures and looking back at Ellie, and then looking over at the dentures, back at Ellie, And by that time, the dentures were talking to me and they said, no, look over here, asshole. I have control of you now. And, the dentures were right. They had control of me. And Ellie was doing her darndest, but the dentures were talking. And after a short while, I asked Ellie to roll back on her back, and we had a good, fun time of things. And so, let's see.
Wait, so is there a poem in this, or is there a song, or is it just dentures?
Well, no, that was it. I mean, you just never know when things are going to go astray, and you only get that with an older person because older people had dentures; they didn't have implants, and she wanted to make the experience wonderful, and she had dentures, and I grant her that she had my best interest at heart, but she just didn't realize she could have just kind of took out of her mouth and hid them behind her, but no, she threw them on the bed, and I never forgot that moment. And I've just wasted 4 minutes talking about it,
Thank you.
but I'll have some more smutty little sex talks in the future.
Thank
And
you.
thank you for being back here, La Bruja.
Oh, my pleasure. And it was no waste at all. That was quite amusing, quite entertaining. A little TMI, but I love acronym poetry. Gonna have to write a line to that. And thank you, Catman Bill. Until next time.
Thank you.
Smut, smut, smut. Let's go and hear what's good with Brad Man Geyer.
Oh, it's me already, huh?
Yes, it is. How you doing, Brad?
I'm all right. Same old shit.
You had a little cameo in Channel 11 on the article.
Oh, yeah, a few people popping up here and there. I guess I was one of them. I'm a professional movie extra, so I'm used to being a blurry face in the background. So wasn't really.
Oh, tell me about it. I was in When They See Us, but the camera hit me but didn't focus, so I call it When They Almost See Us. Episode 3, the top of the show.
Damn. Yeah, man. I'd have to watch that a few times before I have any energy to focus on the blurry faces. Damn, that's the most powerful piece of media I've ever seen in my life. I guess I'm gonna do some poems though. Check it out. This one is for the page, and then the next one's for the stage. This is the page piece called Double Speak. My head is not a studio apartment that is available for rent. Crunch goes the brains, crunch goes the sanes. My head is not 1,000 square foot Bushwick loft. My brain is not a vacant storefront on Bleecker Street. It is not available for rent. Do not call this number. I can't fit your brains inside my skull. Smash go the brains, smush go the sanes, mouth like a stroke, and it's complicated. Let me say what I mean. When you force your words out of my mouth like I gestate them for you, but really like I gestate them for you when they're coming back up because the body is rejecting new tenants and my brain is not a 2-bedroom apartment on Lorimer Street, but it's a clown car plowing into an open house through an open mouth. And now everyone is trying to talk at once, trying out my eyes like the kitchen faucet, saying, oh, what do you think, honey? Saying, oh, wow, this place really opens up, as if they weren't being smunched against the walls of my skull, splintered bones digging into folds and lobes, and there is no vacancy for another squatter who thinks they're on the lease. This next one is called Lavender. It's some love shit. It goes like this. My baby gave me lavender. It's all I ever smell. It skips my nose. It's in my brain. It's in my veins. I tapped the well and, well, I now smell lavender and it's turned me blue. Boo-hoo. I smell lavender and I think it's you. I mean, her, because her's not here and she can't hear me talking, even if I'm having conversations with her in my head whenever I'm walking. Dropped my jaw when I saw her for the first time, and I'm still gawking. I'm tracking down every piece of the past, stalking. Pulling down stockings in my mind, cradle rocking, bow breaks, down comes baby, still dropping, suck you up like coke, I'm a fiend, no stopping, pill popping, your dances in my mind, still pop locking, dropping, hip hop and gobbling, fogging, clogging, hogging my noggin. But I don't want you to go. I made a fake you in my head and I watch you like my favorite show. I made a fake you in my head and I watch her like she's falling snow. She smiles and I hold her tight. There's a piece of you in me, and I tuck her in at night. There's a piece of you in me, and it's the only piece I ever get to see. And I stare at her too often, wondering why I force myself to suffer. There's nothing I can do. I love her. That's not a thing that goes away until you love another. But even then, it's not really gone. It's just undercover. And I can't hold down a lid because there's nothing above her. Got a chronic disease and I can't get well, not even by drinking or smoking. Filled my lungs with you and now I'm choking. Can't get fixed if you like it broken. Time heals wounds, but I like them open. Because even if I'm missing you, I get to use that pronoun. I'm doing archaeology on our history like a pro now. Finding an old strand of hair is just like grabbing her, careful not to damage her. Search for every scab that I can find because I'm a scavenger. My baby gave me lavender and I keep it by my bed. When I get mad at never having her, I smell lavender instead.
That was fire, Brad. Damn, you brought that fucking heat. Can't hold down the lid because there's nothing above her. Ooh.
Yeah, it's a corny one.
I like that. I see, because I'm corny. I tend to go for the cornfields.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Right on.
Brad. Yo, let people know how to follow you, where to go. Your shit was crazy flow.
Yeah. Once again, it's at The Real Bradman, or you go to therealbradman.com and I got a ton of videos up on there, but I haven't updated that website in a few years, so I should get on that. I'll do that tonight.
Cool. Brad, man, Geyer, thank you. Now we're gonna hear from Deadpan Lizzie Elizabeth Strauss. Started following Lizzie.
I know, I saw that.
I learned something. I was like, what, real estate? Oh, shit.
Yeah. Real estate, writing, a lot of queer stuff.
Love it.
Just be me.
Good
How are you tonight?
I'm happy. I feel good.
Good. Good. All right, I have 2 new pieces. First one is called My Very Gay Way. Sweating, shaking, and ready to let my rainbow flag fly. The only thing holding me back was me, myself, and I. Why do we hide who we are? Why are we scared to live the way we really want to? Because fear is a very real thing. Walking to a hipster store with my favorite soulmate to add a new accessory into my mix. What I did not know on a too steamy summer day in NYC, that accessory would give me more confidence to shed my cocoon and continue my journey to sexuality. A gray beanie on a hot summer day, the perfect way to get a heat stroke, but not for this flaming homosexual. But it was the fire beneath me that made me live my life to the fullest. The Chelsea NYC hipster chic, very gay way. And my second and final piece is called Enough is Enough. Another name to add to the list of innocent souls who do not deserve to leave. Another name who will be acquitted because of the color of their skin. Another name taken from us because of the color of their skin. When will it end? When will you speak up and out so the madness ends? When will justice be served? I do not want to say their names once they are gone. I want to say their names proudly beside them. No justice, no peace, and they are not resting in peace. We must show up for them and the ones who are already targets. Enough is enough. Thank you.
Elizabeth Strauss letting them know enough is enough. It's insane how enough it is. Deadpan Lizzie, thank you. Thank you for your very gay way and for standing up for the truth in the day. Let anybody know how to follow you, and then we're going to hear from Michael Sindler.
You can follow me on Instagram at ES_Strauss. Thank you so much.
Woohoo! Deadpan Lizzie. Michael Sindler now. Michael Sindler got a cameo on Channel 11.
Yeah.
How did that feel seeing yourself?
I haven't seen it, so that's good
What?
to know. I had no idea whatsoever. Somebody put a link in the chat or something. Says I haven't
It's
seen
on
it.
YouTube and everything. I put it on my page, La Bruja
Okay,
NYC.
well, I'm just behind the times. But Lizzie and me and Jersey Nick P, we're the Beanie Mafia now. So got my head thing going here. What can you do? What can you do? So I'm going to start with a high bun. This is called The Birth of Religion. I will keep the great snake from eating the moon, the world's first shaman said to the tribe. Look at the great bite it has taken. I will make the snake replace it. I will pull the moon from its mouth. He smiled. But you must do as I say. You must bring me tribute. You must make me rich. If not, I will bring back the snake. I will not pull the moon from its jaws. I will let it eat. I will leave you in darkness. The tribe decided to play it safe. Resting comfortably in his cave, the first shaman feasted on the meat and fruits the tribe had bestowed in tribute. I could get used to this, he said, and he did. Fearing the unknown, easy prey for the trickster pays price forever. And do another kind of new piece. A few people here have heard this, but it's called Handful. This handful of soil holds the history of the earth. Mountains that rose from lava shot up out of magma and met their match. Gentle drops and curling rivulets, wearing away crystals borne by wind across expansive terrain. Roughed ridge guardian range surrounding new formed seas. Blue depths in which first green grew, advancing onto land to thrust down roots. Cracking fine fissures, burrowing up soil into blankets, adding its dead black composting remains. With each successive season, nutrient drenched sod grows richer, more complex forms spiraling, progression out of DNA helixes. First cells of life appear and see amoeba after amoeba split, burst into billions, each clone of original organism coexist, combine, evolve into multicellular manifestations, germ to virus to mold to blossoming vegetative mutations, ride waves or fly or crawl to land, phylum, ordo, and familia expand, amphibian, reptilian, mammalian, carbon footprints left turn to fossil as they decompose, becoming fodder for new growth. Seeds sailing on zephyr or excreted by migrating beast invades, revises ecosystem. Loam and dust mix into mud, grab flecks of fractile mineral, slide and flex between cracks, over and under rock and rubble. Flake that was once skin and bone and branch flies across continents, rides over waves, mixes over aeons. No land abides that does not speak of other scapes, grove, jungle, desert, plain. In all is mixed. In all remains. Scoop up shallow clump of soil in your hand. You hold it all. The planet, the very stars, the original power that made it manifest. Gaze in wonder of interconnectedness. Did a triceratops turn into that leaf? Did Achilles' sandals skid across the stone from whence that speck of dust journeyed to arrive in your palm at this moment of exploration? Feel the weight of history in your hand, then toss the dirt high. Let the wind carry it. Let it fall back into new formations. Let history become the future. Let the future become history, handful by handful. Okay, thank y'all.
Michael Sindler. I wish science was taught like that. I would have learned so much more science. Rivulets, helixes, amoebas. Oh my. Michael
And
Sindler, thank you so much for that.
rather than really, I do have some stuff coming up, but some features and things. But I just want to point out again, lighthousewriters.org, which is here in Denver, but it's especially right now is a great time to go and look at the catalog because Lit Fest is coming up and just great teachers from all over. Just I'm taking classes right now. I just signed up for Rebecca Mackay and Leslie Jameson and Sheila Hetty. There's all kinds of just great people. So go to lighthousewriters.org and look at all the marvelous stuff going on.
Thank you, Michael. And you made it on channel 11. We're going to get you that link so you can see yourself. You killed it. And let's now hear from my boogie down homie, Rosalind Diaz, through her big brown eyes.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, Roz.
I'm glad to be here. I got some new shit. I just wrote this today for y'all.
Ooh, new shit.
It's called Right This Wrong. One more bullet escapes the chamber. Oh shit, it was supposed to be a taser. When will this travesty come to an end? Kim Potter murdered a man, selectively colorblind, 26-year veteran, can surely recognize melanin on skin, but can't distinguish bright yellow from black. How are we expected to believe that? Apologies aren't enough. They never are, but that's all they ever have to offer. Supposed to protect and serve, but the color blue means horror. Say his name. Dante Wright, done so wrong. Our souls long for the day that we don't have to mourn yet another black man gone. We know black don't crack, but when will black not have to bleed? No mother should have to love fearfully. And it's a shame that his name is across a newspaper and not a degree. The only mistake here, Kimberly, is on your rap sheet. It should read murder in the first degree. Society should trade RIPs and sympathy for respect and protection. Heartbeats don't have complexions. And stop treating black men as problems instead of people. Bring truth to the lie that all men are created equal. And please, say his name. Don't forget to pray that we stop having to say more names one day. End poem.
Woo! Thank you, Roz. I know that rage, right? My gosh. And through that poem, it's part of the healing and the soothing to a pain that just, the wound just keeps reopening.
It does over and over and over and over. And it doesn't get easier. Like you think that with one more, it feels different. It feels worse every time.
Well, thank you, Roz. Sending you love, and what can we do, right? Just be together and share in this truth, and raise the vibration as much as we can, so that people could, become aware.
Thank you, Bruja.
Thank you, sweetheart. We're gonna go to Cinda. She always has positive words too and raises the vibration. Let's see what's good with Cinda. No pressure, right? She's like, maybe today wasn't the day for that. I don't know.
So good to see you all. I read a quote today. It said, real meaning in life is found in truth, not in success. And I think that's why I come every, as often as I can, is truth. Like here, you get truth. And if you get truth in art, wow. I mean, wow. Because you get quotes on the news, but it's not the same as poetry. Truth in poetry, I mean, it's just miraculous. I just listen and I'm just so blown away. There's no words. And so, I'm so humbled by you all. But anyway, this is called The Query. The Query. Of the life that I live and the life that I feel, how can I know which one is real? The one I feel is a shadow out of sight of the others. The one I live is perception, more a misguided lover. No one can know the rumblings inside, winds raging in silence with nowhere to hide. River or ocean, puddle or stream, the story within me feels like a dream. All around me hear words, thoughts, and opinions, never knowing my soul and its awesome dominion. Air flowing in and air flowing out, real breath unseen in the whispers of doubt. Language and deeds, manners and angst, a galaxy of mystery, I offer humbly my thanks. The empty of time, the nature of grief, how long can we paddle in a pond of belief? The gray in my hair, the chap of my lips, barely betray inner tides as they rip. Each day I rise and follow the story, adrift in the rules, still awed by the glory. I arose from the meeting of two mismatched swimmers. As my light burns brighter, theirs becomes dimmer. Should, can't, and might battle in me like squatters. Who am I today, a friend or a daughter? Some find solace in the realm of creator. I long only to linger on the lonely equator. The light from the heavens beckons my travel before the match strikes, before all threads unravel. No wisdom forms from the query I pose, but infinite space between the thorn and the rose. So far I've been safe, blessed by luck and by fate. The only question remaining, to move or to wait. So I don't know if anybody knows what the hell that means, but that's what I came up with. You write it and you're like, I know what it means, but I have no idea if anyone else will know where I'm going. But anyway, I share that with you for whatever it's worth. And thank you all so much.
I love the line, real breath unseen in whispers of doubt. That was lovely.
Thank you. Thank you.
So it's just about reality.
Yeah, we do what we do. And it's so much about opinions. I read a book called The Silent Messenger, and there's so many words and what comes out in silence. And that if we sit with silence, and for me, poetry and all kinds of things, if I just sit in silence and just be, things come, and sometimes answers come, sometimes not, but there's something in that. And it's ironic because we live with words and we work with words, yet there's so much magic and beauty in silence as well. And words can come out of the silence, which is just the ultimate paradox, So that'll be next week's poem. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Cinda. So great to see you again and hear you and sharing your profound thoughts. You're my Emily Dickinson of the open mic. I like to say that. I like.
Thank you. All right. Stay well.
Thank you. Okay, now let's see what's good with Easter Poetic Desire.
Good evening, everyone. So since it's Poetry Month, I'm going to share poems about poetry. So before I get into those, let's start off with some haikus. This one's called Poetry Through the Generations. Beautiful art of poetry yearns to be learned, appreciated. Haiku 2 is Open Mic School. Came for poetry to read, to listen, then learned. Poetry taught me. So the first poem is called Open Mic School, written as an abecedarian. So each line is in ABC order, each line following the next letter of the alphabet. Artistic assignment has been accepted. Busybody poets brought in their artistic scope, cramming in all-nighters, consistently composing dynamic domains of diversified poetry. Emotionally engaging enthusiasts of poetry with fundamentally formulated poetic principles, gearing up to guide their guarded page poems into highly effective, hypnotically entranced spoken word acts, inviting instinctually interpretive instructors of each mind to journey through a poet's mind of jeweled treasures of poetic jargon, keeping kindred spirits closely knit where keen knowledge is shared, learning from a legion of poetic legends, new linguistics of poetic language, magically molding myriads of poetic minds naturally inclined to nose around, nibbling on each other's poetic discoveries. Obsessed with overindulgence in oral therapeutic sessions of opinions, emotions, passing persuasions of intellect through perfected, proofread pronunciations, questioning quintessential quality of this artful craft, responsibility to keep it real while reimagining the realms of life, studiously searching for new ways to stitch together words of speech, testing boundaries of this art form, forever reminded time is of the essence, understanding how critiques are utilized in the upkeep of techniques poets use, vulnerable to voyeurs of poetry victimized by our own vernacular verbiage, wakening our creative spirits to wade through writer's block, where soon is seen x-rayed viewings into our poet's soul, their truth becoming Xerox reflections of yours, yearning to never yield to our poetic urges through the years, entering the zone of live poetic learning with zeal to zap us to the next poetic hemisphere. And for the last one, the first haiku for that is poetry at gunpoint. My leaded barrel is all I need to rob your thoughts handed to me. And so it's called Poetic at Gunpoint, how I feel right now, where it's poetry month and we all have these ideas in our head, trying to write 30 poems a month for the month. And it's just about trying to get them to come to fruition, right? I'm sitting here drawing a blank as you request me to pull from my poetic tank thoughts surrounding an idea, a picture, a writing prompt given needing my poetic answer. Still, I'm shooting blanks as I begin to fire leaded ink drawn from this pen of poetic desire. Scribbling anxiously as to my head is held the barrel of writer's block, inspiration shelled. Several rounds misfire, missing its intended targets of perspective from which to choose a poetic bandit. Once that bandit has met my poetic eye's crosshairs, there's no escaping capture, for of your truth I'm now aware. The barrel of writer's block no longer impairs my vision. Inspiration shelled becomes bang. Inspiration in motion. Moving in forward motion to its intended target of poetry, bobbing and weaving the roadblocks of creativity. This poet, held hostage to poetry at gunpoint, escapes the mind's prison, finds a unique viewpoint as convict of poetic paralysis, makes a remarkable recovery. Through poetry at gunpoint comes unexpected prime poetry. So everyone just keep writing and let the inspiration flow. Have a good night.
Easter Poetic Desire, staying true to that name, just showing us your desire for poetry and to express it. I was wondering when you got to the X line in the first poem, like where the X's were gonna go. And Xerox, I love the word Xerox and the passing persuasion perfected. Thank you so much, Easter Poetic Desire.
You're welcome. Thank you. And again, I'm Poetic Desire, Facebook and Instagram, and 6-word memoirs, Poetic Pisces to find me.
Yes, find her. Woo! Okay, so now that was wonderful. And Generalissimo always keeps it lovely. Let's see what's good with the one and only Brian Franco. Generalissimo Brian Franco.
Okay, well, first, I want to say hello to Mr. Rich Glennon, who we haven't seen for a long time. He's hiding on page 2, blacked out. He's probably nursing his baby or something. So we don't.
He's on the list tonight, though. I saw him. I was
Oh,
like,
he is. Oh, that means I have to stay the whole time. Okay, great. And also, I just want to say I have a new haiku for you by my wonderful unrequited love. Here it is. It's called La Corazon's Greatest Mystery. Does the human heart's circumference stay the same when it beats and breaks? Another haiku. What my arteries are made of. My oft broken heart is comprised of epoxy and leftover heart. This is another poem called Consequential Nonsense. In the future, imprisonment will disappear as punishment for lesser crimes. People will be sentenced to silence. People will be sentenced to darkness. People will be sentenced to wear Kevlar gloves. People will be sentenced to wear nose plugs. People will be sentenced to consume neutral tasting food. In the future, only the most hardened, violent, and unethical white-collar criminals will be put into prisons. The rest of us will be punished with senselessness. This is another haiku, why I sometimes forget what day it is. Every today is both a yesterday and tomorrow somewhere. Another haiku, tries and tribulations. I try and I try, but sometimes as hard as I try, I just only try. This is called The New People Down the Street. Barack and Michelle Obama have quietly moved into a house on my street. Barry says they have decided to forgo using Secret Service as to not cause a rigmarole with the neighbors. Michelle made oatmeal scotchy cookies and delivered mason jars filled with stacks of cookies to neighbors, along with an invite to a housewarming barbecue. When she saw the mezuzah on my door, she told me she makes a mean matzo ball soup with a twist, but I'd have to come by for lunch one day to learn about the twist. He drives a Ford Edge with an I Love NPR bumper sticker. She drives a huge purple pickup truck with a bumper sticker that says, "Don't mess with mama." When she heard I was a poet, she said she really wants to try out the new Zoom poetry scene. And her hubby is very adept at erotica poetry. They have a pet cat he takes for walks outside on a leash. Every other night, they take a walk together wearing matching tracksuits and baseball caps with headlamps. It is not uncommon for her to give him a kiss on the cheek at some point during the walk. I was getting the mail one day while he was walking the cat, and he invited me to a little one-on-one, but I had to tell him I don't play basketball. It turns out having an ex-pres and ex-first gal as neighbors ain't no big deal. And finally, Chernobyl sunrise. A view from an 8th floor suburban New Orleans hotel room, flat roofs of a diner and a small strip mall, tall nondescript medical office building and interstate overpass. But the 5:26 a.m. sky was on fire, painted by a famous French Impressionist painter who spent time in the Big Easy before it was called the Big Easy. Multiple shades of reds, oranges, and yellows were streaked across firmament canvas, topped with wisps of steel blue and muted lavender cumulus, seemingly overtaken by a radioactive mistake. It was what I imagined the Chernobyl sky looked like when everything went wrong. But this day was a crisp, cool Louisiana November day. Thanksgiving at my brother's house with delicious, delectable Southern fare, and my brother's special brand of fake monotone voice emotionally abusive gaslighting, dished out buffet style in multiple courses and servings. Thank you.
Thank you, Generalissimo Brian Franco. Every time you describe food in your poetry, I taste it. So it was nice to have a snack.
I don't want you to taste no gaslighting.
No, the Michelle Obama cookies. I was there. I was there. Thank you so much for your haikus and for your gaslighting poems and all that. And the coconuts you post up sometimes, but not today. Generalissimo Brian Franco. Now let's hear from Sarah. Sarah Erin.
Hi.
Hi, Sarah.
How's it going?
Everything's good. Good to see you here.
Good to see you too.
What's going on?
So I have decided against my own emotion to be very mushy tonight. And I have tried to make it through this poem multiple times, and I have not been able to do it without slightly crying. So we're gonna see if I can do it. But I felt compelled to share this tonight, so I'm still gonna do it. It's called A Fresh Cup of Anxiety. I don't think you know what it feels like to miss the whistle in your voice that used to trill like a kettle on the stove, reminding me to slowly dip the lavender dripping into my tea as you repeatedly tell me to drink cautiously because it gets hotter when I'm anxious. Honey, you should add a little milk, digest the rest with your meds, wash your face, rest your head, maybe try to go to bed and call me in the morning. I don't think you know how it feels to crave that call all night to tell you that I'm all right, even when I'm clearly not. I taught myself to rock my worried thoughts as if they are a fussy baby in a crib, teething, hoping for relief in their gums while teetering attempts to soothe them. I listen to the 9-second voicemail I saved, so I can hear your voice if I need to, without actually having to worry you and lull myself back to sleep or think about steeping more tea the way you used to tell me when my anxiety keeps me from driving myself home. You'd sit on the phone with me as the wheels of my car hit the potholes and the tar until I made it home safely, waiting to hear my walk, my keys turning in the lock. I stop when you ask me to breathe. I won't leave until you breathe with me, honey. Make some tea, get some sleep, and call me in the morning. The last time we spoke, it felt like opening a Hallmark card. I still hear your words as clear as when the iPhone speaker was held up to my ear. Happy birthday, sweet girl. Happy birthday, sweet girl. 4 months later, on occasion, that sentence chugs like a train set circling the railroad of my mental state, staring at the cargo on my ceiling as I lay in bed begging for something to detach the latch on the sleeping car so I can get off at the next stop, but my head is nestled in the engine of my anxiety as I choke on the smoke of my increasingly warm pillow, my phone volume on low. I hear your voice in my ear as tears drip down my face, once clean like the lavender in my tea. But no matter how slowly I sip it, the pit in my stomach continues to steepen. Tea reminds me of the way you speak, telling me to breathe, driving home with me, making sure I arrive safely, asking me to call you in the morning. I'm not sure how many mornings it's been, but when anxiety begins, the whistle that once made me grin leaves me uneasy and also reminds me why I can't drink lavender tea anymore.
Whoa, Sarah! Wow.
I can't believe I did. I swear I practiced this like 4 times and I wasn't able to get through it without losing my shit. So I'm happy.
That's so good. Maybe it's because you feel our joy for you because it was so brilliant. The line I liked was detach the latch on the sleeping car. Boom. I was there. I was like, choo choo, Sarah.
Thanks.
That was brilliant. And you could see it. You could see it in the chat. Everyone agrees. It was amazing. And what is up with lavender tonight, yo?
No, right? As soon as I heard that the first time, I was like, ooh.
Alignment. That's very specific. The universe does not play. The universe does not play, Sarah. And neither do you, honey. All right. Let them know where to follow you if you want to say anything like that. And then we're going to go to Nick at night.
So my poetry Instagram is SarahErin_the_poet. That's where I post most of my shit. And then my author website is www.saraheronauthor.com.
Ooh, yes, SarahErinAuthor.com. Don't you stop. That was hot.
Thanks.
That was crazy. All right, Nick Paleologos. Nick and the green guy came out first on Channel 11.
I know, and I got rid of him because I'm like, listen, man, you gotta go. You gotta go.
You're like, you're
So
taking too much shine.
it was his time to shine, and now new background, new
All
me. Who's
right.
this? So, it's National Poetry Month, so I've been churning out like a shit ton of poems. And new ones. I think I have already 35 this month already. It's ridiculous.
Did you finish the journal? Is it full? Is it done?
Yes, this journal is full. This journal is done. That one I end on 25 haikus.
I have this much left. This is where I'm at. I have this much left to fill this one up.
Nice. All right, let's get into it. 3 haikus and this piece that I did on Monday. First one. Ambiguous rays cracking through the crevices are both light and dark. Number 2. Fighting vague prophets will just spurn more of them out. They're known as poets. Third one. Stray cats represent the spirits of unicorns, rare sightings of love. Last one, if I could get to it. Where is it? Too much new stuff. There we go. This one's called Murmurs and Loud Shrieks. What's next? Who's next? What's next? Who's next? That's all I hear about. What or who the fuck is next? I don't know. We're in a pandemic. Everything is shut down. No normality this or next time around. I'm stuck, like many others, in an enclosure of 4 walls with no exit, seeing the world through lavender lenses about what's going on now through a zoomed screen. There's tensions, trepidations, and trials at Earth's hands. There is answers being spoken. The inhabitants' hearing aids have been shut off, tone deaf to the cries communities called out. Stuck in suspended reality behind cell phone and laptop screens, screaming, streaming out Netflix cat videos and murders for all to view in Snapdragon lenses because our daisy lenses have been tainted and some have just noticed the stain. You could always anticipate the next day. Let's focus on the here and now and never forget the past and the names. Amadou Diallo, Tatiana Johnson, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, Tante Wright, and the many names lost in that vicious, unrelenting cycle. Next time you see me, don't ask me about what's next or who will be next. Instead, ask how the fuck can we fix what's going on right now?
Ooh, Nick, fire, Nick. Wow, that was amazing. And you mentioned lavender lenses, man. Lavender was in there, in alignment too. Exactly. And the rage, I feel your rage. We have collective rage, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And thank you for articulating it. Exactly. What's next? Who's next? Nah, man. Nah.
Exactly.
Let them know how to follow you, man. Nick at night, delivering the goods.
Everyone can follow me at the Real Nick P on Instagram. That's TheRealNickP on IG, and I'll drop that in the chat too as well. Thank you, everyone.
Woo, Nick. Thank you. Let's see what's good now with DG Clearing, our Dapper Gent Clearing.
Thanks, La Bruja. So nice to see you tonight. I love your. They look like Keith Haring earrings along with your.
Keith Haring.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. I have one poem for you tonight. You know, now is the time of year where spring is here. It's time to clean out your car a little bit. You put a clean air freshener in. You drive your girlfriend around town, roll down the windows. This is called Pine Tree Air Freshener. Whoever thought a pine tree air freshener hanging from the rearview mirror with the sweet smell of sap that wakes the memories of walking through the forest, a day in the park, and Christmas with the family would ever get you killed. That hanging tree with a rope dangling like a noose from the branch of the rearview mirror, suspended above the dashboard, swinging in the wind for all to see. Whoever thought they would pull you over for a pine tree swaying from the mirror, shouting, "Hang up the phone! Put down the phone! Get out of your car!" and threatening you with the slip knot on that hanging tree, with your hands held behind your back and fearing for your life. Your wrist break free. Someone screams, "Dante, don't run, don't run!" Escaping their grip, all of a sudden, you're in back of the car. Whoever thought they would call it an accident? She yelled, "Taser, taser, taser!" pulling the trigger from her revolver. A round rips through your body, mortally wounding you. As the cop says, "I shot him." And another says, "Oh, wow." He was unarmed. No knife, no gun, no razor blades, not a bone and arrow, not a sword. There wasn't a spear or a lance. Just a kid with his girlfriend in the car and the noose of the hanging tree. Thank you.
DG Clearing. Oh my goodness. Heart-wrenching.
It is terrible.
Beautifully
It is
done.
just terrible. I wish I could stop writing these poems. That would be a good thing. You know, so much tragedy. So
Too much.
you know, keep everybody safe. Everybody watch out for everybody. You know, it's just hard times right now, and it's been hard times for so long.
Our entire, you know, collective friendship that we've been cultivating has been so, you know,
It has.
so many, and
Yeah.
how many names have we had to say, you know?
Too many names, and every week we add another, or every day we add another, because there's so many we don't hear about. You know, be safe, everybody.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
I appreciate it.
Awesome, DG Clearing. Okay, let's see what's good now with R.M. Thompson. Let's see what's good with Ron. Ron, you made me laugh. You were the only one that opted out of the smut that Catman Bill was offering. He was like, "Can you just do the poem?"
No, I wanted him to sing a song, you know, because because I'm like, I couldn't, but it showed us a different side of him, and sometimes that can be good and surprising too. But hopefully next week, I want to hear a song, you know. And by the way, that report on Channel 11, I didn't see it on TV, but when you posted it on YouTube, you know, I watched it like, wow, that was amazing, you know, congratulations, you know.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you so much. I was so happy. My mom was happy, but I was happy, you know, to see all you got, you know, just that it just thrills me.
The community of poets, the pandemic poets, what SDG says. I'm so glad to follow him, you know. And I feel a little bit bad because so much stuff happening in the news, all these killings. And here I'm going to come with an uplifting poem about the pandemic. I really apologize, you know, but here we go. It's called Smile. It has a similar sentiment to what I read on Monday, but it's changed lines, except for maybe 4 or 5 lines are the same. Everything else is different. And I know Marissa and Brian already heard it yesterday, but here it goes for everyone else. What a tough 13 months we have been through so far. The sorrow we have seen, scar after scar. What's next for us, we have asked? Will this year be the same as last? Or will we end the crisis once and for all? Most of us vaccinated, surviving healthy, can we embrace ourselves again? We endured ongoing hardship and fear. I and we have lost a lot that was dear. I and we have lost many that were dear to us. But one thing I will not depart with, no matter how hard you try to pry it away from me, no matter how many infections or deaths you keep reporting to me, no matter how many more months I need to hunker down in my own four walls, no matter how many more times I continue to use Zoom, no matter how many more times I look at my bank account and wonder how much lower can it go, no matter for how many more days I need to return to the food bank to nourish my body and soul, no matter how many more hours you put me on hold to schedule my vaccine appointment, just to be told hours later, sorry, no appointments are currently available. Yes, no matter how many more years this never ever ending pandemic will last, there is one thing you will not take away from me. Even though in the outdoors it may be hidden from everyone's view. Yes, I will keep wearing my smile. Underneath my face mask, I will laugh at the obstacles life keeps throwing at me and us. I will laugh at the devil and whisper, you will never win. Oh no, you won't. So please smile with me, smile with your neighbors, smile with your friends, smile with your spouses, smile with your parents and children. Let us smile away the crisis. Let us embrace the light with laughter and happiness. If you don't believe me, try it for yourself. So, to summarize, to add a rhyme, I will smile today, now, next, and tonight, hoping, as always, I gave you hope and made your evening a bit more bright. Happy smiling, everyone. The end.
Thank you, Ron. You definitely made me smile. And how could you even possibly apologize for helping us smile? We're so grateful that you always do.
Well, thank you. It is tough to smile because, like, you're right. You know, having heard what everyone else says, every day you wake up to another senseless. Like, how? What is it that we have to do in this country? I just don't understand it. You know, so
But
that's how.
it's important. Everything has its place, but we can't lose that. We definitely cannot lose the joy. Let it rob us of our joy. And thank you for reminding us of that. Always, always. You're such a sweet soul.
Thank you. So are you. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it.
All right. Ron, smile though your heart is aching. Jeff Cottrell, what's good is that pink thing gonna be baking on your couch?
One day the blanket will be gone and your head will fall off. I mean, you'll be so freaked out.
How you doing, Jeff?
All right, how are you?
I'm having too much of a good old time with that pink thing. It tickles me pink. It tickles me pink.
All right, then.
What you got for us? Something old, something new, something...
Okay, I don't have anything new, so I decided I'm going to do the second half of the ridiculous bullshit I did 2 weeks ago with Brick and Dummerton. So when we last left Brick and Dummerton, they were wandering post-apocalyptic upstate New York. And while they were wandering, they saw a figure standing before them. There was, indeed, a figure standing before them. The figure was still for a moment, then seemed to sway from side to side in a weird way. Maybe he knows how to survive us, Brick added. He can lead us to the new civilization. That's swell, Brick. Do you think he can tell us who's in Kansas, too? Who's in... never mind, stupid. Let's just catch up to the fella. The pair jogged ahead to catch up to the mysterious stranger. But as they came closer, they were taken aback by the man's appearance, aghast. The stranger had survived one of the Russian bombings,
but would have been better off dead. He was missing both his arms, and all his hair had been singed off by the blast. His skin had been blackened to a crisp shell, and some of it appeared to be peeling off or hanging loosely from his body. His eyes bulged out grotesquely. "Help me!" The pathetic travesty of a human being gasped in short breaths as Brick and Dummerton approached him. "Help me! I need a hospital." "Ain't no hospital for hundreds of miles, buddy," said Brick as Dummerton shook his head. "A doctor?" the man rasped. "Is either of you a doctor, then?" "Nope," said Brick. "No doctors. We may well be the last 3 people on Earth." The dying man sighed in utter despair. "Then there's no hope," he gasped to himself. "All is over. No reason to live anymore. No reason to..." Then the man looked at the pair again, and his eyes bulged out even further. "Holy crap," he said. "Are you Brick and Dummerton?" The 2 named parties grinned. "The one and only," said Brick. "That's amazing," said the stranger, whose spirits had suddenly perked up. "Who'd have thought I'd run into you guys? You're hilarious." "Thanks," said Brick as Dummerton blushed. "I used to watch you 2 on TV all the time." "Say, you got that all wrong, Mac," said Dummerton. "We don't perform on a TV. We performs on a stage or in a studio. There ain't enough room on top of a TV set to do our act." Brick smacked Dummerton in the face again. "Shut up, stupid," he snapped. The dying man let out short hacking gasps that were the closest approximation to laughter that his damaged, ravished body could reach. "Ha ha ha," he said. "I love it when you hit him. Do it again." So Brick hit him again. "Ow," said Dummerton. "Why is you so mean to me, Brick?" "Now do the Marie Antoinette sketch," said the stranger. "I love that one." "We'd love to," said Brick, "but we needs Amy Schumer for that one, see, and she ain't with us any longer since the pandemic." "She plays the queen, Brick here plays the executioner, and I plays the guillotine blade, Mac," said Dummerton. "It's a real showstopper every time, a Lulu." "Well," said the dying man, "how about the New York routine? That's a good one, too." "Are you sure," said Brick, "that you don't want us to help you or nothing? You look real loused up after the war and all." The man shook his head. "Oh, nonsense. I'm done for anyway. If I'm heading to my maker too, at least I can go out laughing." Brick and Dummerton nodded. "All right, the New York routine," said Brick. He spread out his arms. "Gee, Dummerton," he said, "here we are in New York. What a town, huh?" Dummerton looked around in feigned disappointment. "I don't get it, Mac," he said. "What's the deal with New York anyways? Why do we need a New York when we already got the Old York? Isn't the Old York good enough for yous?" Brick slapped him in the face, knocking him to the ground. "Shut up, stupid." "Oopsie doopsie, Mac," said Dummerton. "I done it again." "Ha ha ha ha," gasped the dying man. He laughed so hard that his heart gave out, and he collapsed on the ground, dead. "Now look what you done, you meathead," Brick snapped at Dummerton. "You killed him." "I didn't kill him, Brick. He killed himself laughing." "Yeah, well, that's just another fine mess you got us into, huh?" Brick shook his fist at Dummerton again. "Why, I oughta..." Then he sighed. "Forget it, Chief. Let's just head on to Albany." "Albany?" said Dummerton, struggling to get to his feet again. "Why Albany, though? Why don't we just go to somebody? Do you really need all of it?" "Ah, shut up." They turned northeast and kept on moving. That's the end of Brick and Dummerton.
Thank you, Jeff Cottrell. You take me right to Bugs Bunny with those voices, like the Brooklyn, old school, like the Muggsy and like
Muggsy and Rocky, yeah.
Yeah, right? It's that whole voice. Thank you for the Dummerton story, Jeff. Let everybody know what's good and where to follow you.
I can be found at jeffcottrell.com and on Facebook and Twitter. And I got a gig this Saturday with Mr. Speaker hosting and Advocates, one of the features, Ray James, another one. I'm the token Canadian, as always, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's called The Voices of Spoken Word. Look for it on Facebook. I'll put it in the chat.
Nice. Jeff Cottrell doing features with my dude, Advocate of Words. You guys are already, you're official. You guys are.
Yeah.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
You're not official until you make it onto Channel 11 News, though, I think.
Hey, I won't hate. You're official to me, though, no matter what, because you made it here to the open mic. So thank you, Jeff.
Okay.
Now, go take that pink thing somewhere. I'm so mean. Okay, Bill Elkins, what's good all the way in Cali?
How you doing, LaBruja?
Good, Bill.
You'll have to excuse me. I'm fighting some allergies. It's allergy season out here, and I hope to get this song in without sneezing.
Oh,
So
you're gonna have to
anyway,
make a sneezing song in case.
yeah, this is an original. I've played it here before several times. It's a song I wrote when my daughter graduated from college. I took her to Ireland to celebrate her baccalaureate degree, and that's what this song is all about. It's called Sojourn to the Emerald Isle. Hope you like it. Hope you remember it. One, two, three, four. Do 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 do. LAX to Dublin Airport. 9 hours in the stratosphere. Father and daughter, filial bonding in the land of the Emerald Isle. Mini Nissan, right side driving, unforgiving roundabouts. Old brick and stone cities, green meadows, rainy sky. Do 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 do. Limerick City, rough and weathered, vibrant people so down to earth. River Shannon, dark and ancient, flown through town to the sea. Dueling music, the cliffs of Moher, majestic beauty crafted by pen. Galway, Upper Salt Hill, troubadour singing songs from the heart. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. La 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 la. La 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 la. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Old Killarney, quaint and charming. We drank some pints at O'Connor's pub. Cork City, oh so hilly. We crossed the River Lee on St. Patrick's Bridge. Drove to Shandon in the Highlands. Viewed the city down below. Blarney Castle, pubs and people. Oh, Ireland, I love you so. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Oh, Dublin, the big Irish apple, city of Ulysses on the Irish Sea. Phoenix Park, Trinity College, saw Mamma Mia at the Point Theater. Stayed in Sutton on the coast, took Dart into town. River Liffey, Dublin Castle, we hung around Temple Bar. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. La 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 la. La 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 la. Thank you. That's all, folks.
Woohoo! Do. Those were the hardest lyrics to write. Those right there.
They are.
It takes a lot of thought and courage to just be like, I think, do. That's what goes right here.
You just
That
gotta
was
have the right
awesome.
do do do.
And then how to spell it? How do you
Oh, that's
do?
forget about it.
Thank you, Bill.
You're
Bill
welcome.
Elkins. Many blessings to you. Okay, and so Big Daddy Rich Glennon has a new baby. He's been a dad now, and we haven't seen him in a minute, but he's back.
I am. Hi, it's good to be back.
Rich! How's daddyhood?
It's good. It's all the cliches are true. It's exhausting, pushes you to your limit. But when she laughs though, oh, it's the best feeling.
Oh, so sweet. Talk to us, Rich. So what are you gonna share with us today?
Well, it's not going to be to all baby stuff, just a couple, but just a couple of short ones, a couple of regular sized ones. So I guess I'll jump right in. Okay, this first one is called Packages. Okay, packages. Packages, my wife mumbled, looking down at her phone. What about packages? Packages, she said. What about them? Did a package arrive? She finally turned her face to mine, as if I was a person who existed, and declared, My back itches. This next one is called Family Stroll. We took turns with the stroller's reins, like we were passing a bottle on our afternoon waddle. My mother, wife, and me, letting lights and traffic dictate our course. A traveling carousel, 2 parts cart, 1 part horse. Okay, this next one is called In the Rocking Chair. In the rocking chair. Our home is small. I can't rock fully on an angle because I hit the wall, but I can when I'm squared. Sometimes you don't know you're not aligned until you meet resistance. Sometimes there's resistance when you're fine. Some walls are guides, some are not. Rock hard regardless and trust you'll know when to rebound or torpedo. And this last one I got here is called Orange. I bet there's at least one teacher out there who would suggest eating an orange to someone having trouble meditating, I said to my mother while eating an orange. When you eat an orange, you can't do anything else. It takes up both hands. It's conducive to sitting, to stopping, being present. You tend to leave pens and papers where they lie, lest they get sticky. Your tasks wait patiently and organize themselves while you pay them no mind. And then you'll find yourself rested and rejuvenated from taking the handful of minutes, vitamins, and natural sugar that orb of pause had to offer, which sprouted from a heavenly limb and fell into our weary laps. It's like a break from God, I told her, designed to take just enough of our time. The security of the fruit matched perfectly with our hands. A peel we can infiltrate while at rest. So we rest. You can just use a knife, my mother responded. Okay, thank you.
Rich Glennon, welcome back to the open mic nights. And thank you for reclaiming the beauty that is Orange, because for 4 years, Orange was not having a good rap. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for bringing the beauty back.
It's back to being the new black, I guess.
But bum, Rich Glennon. You got an A for effort on that one. That was funny. All right. Thank you, Rich. If you want to let them know how to follow you, and then after you, we're going to India.
Okay, it's Rich Glennon on Tumblr and Instagram, and it's good to see you and everyone else. I'll try to make it like at least once a week. It's tough to find the time, but I need it.
I see a new patience in you. I feel like like you're being tempered. Like there's a different piece.
Thank you. Hopefully it's patience. Maybe I'm just half dead or something, half asleep. I don't know.
Nah, man, you good. Thanks, Rich. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
To you, the family, the baby. All right. So, Unmesh Mohitkar. On Channel 11, showing the world in New York City his flow.
Thanks a lot, La Bruja, and for mentioning me and other poets as well. And I spammed around 15 to 20 WhatsApp groups with more than 100 members. So in the future, I can see New Rican branch in India.
Ooh, I love it. That's great.
Yes, thanks a lot. Thank you very much. Yes, so because of the resurgence of COVID, so in India, we are once again going into lockdown or nearly in the state of lockdown. So I just wrote this poem. Yeah, it's called Lockdown. Yeah. Lockdown, lockdown, lockdown. World is in a lockdown. Criminals in lockdown. Honesty in lockdown. Godman in lockdown. God in lockdown. Roads free. Vehicles in lockdown. Politicians active. Systems have broken down. Life in lockdown. Lovers dying to meet each other. Love is in lockdown. Friends in lockdown. Enemies in lockdown. Soulmates living together for years on the edge of breakdown. Doctors are free. Hospitals fully choked down. Virus roaming free. Humanity in a lockdown. Scientists fighting. Virus refuses to slow down. Still, people shot down, innocents knocked down, rich getting richer, not bogged down. Uptown, downtown, lockdown, lockdown. Clowns refuse to wear masks, never going to back down. Shanties raised to ground, naked poverty, sleeping on the road, arrested in a crackdown. Lockdown, lockdown. Everything slowed down. Brains nearly shutting down, resentment growing, people are hushed down, village, city, and town. People are fighting the virus, refusing to lie down. Let's buckle down, let's fight it together. Refuse to bend down, refuse to fall, melt down. Let's knock it down, knock it down, knock it down. Thank you.
Lockdown. Oh my goodness, Unmesh. You should feel happy. So much of your poetry is just going throughout the world, and it's true. It is true.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for supporting and encouragement for all of us, La Bruja. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. You can follow me on Unmesh Mohitkar Instagram and Facebook, and sometimes you can see me on Channel 11 as well.
That's right. If I have anything to do with it, we're gonna take all the channels.
Yes.
Thank you, Unmesh. Many blessings. That was awesome. Just love it. Okay, Marissa Prada. Let me see your heart. Show it.
Hello, beautiful La Bruja. You may have my heart.
There it is. Marissa and your beautiful heart. How are you?
Happy birthday, Nuyo. Yes, come find me, Marissa Prada, on Facebook, Prada Painting and Poetry on IG. I also co-author The Word Is Right, WRITE, and you can find me at also Red or Green Books, Red READ. This poem is a little heavy. It's titled Plate Tectonics, since we're going heavy tonight. You called me in a panic on a night you should have celebrated. When I found you, the tissue box was empty, as a white trail of sorrow led me to your bed, beside a half-consumed bottle of Maker's Mark. In a ball, you are curled, completely naked. I can only assume you tried to shower. It's not your fault. I tried to expel from my mouth, but these thirsty words find no tonic. It's not your fault. Words fight to evict the lines of my lips, silenced by the secrecy of our friendship. The heater cranks on with a gust as I pull the blanket over your body. Your skin is pale, not seen the sun in months. How did I let you get this sad? My hand brushes your shoulder. Cold, clammy chaos caused this cry. I crawl in bed beside you, nose to nose. I feel you shiver. How did I let you get this cold? Skin to survive. Your pillows soaked in salt water, eyes puffed so big you dare not open them. I whisper to you, it's not your fault, but only under my cowardly breath. You sniffle signs of life. It's not your fault. My voice grows in strength. It's not your fault. Louder still. It's not your fault. I will speak it enough times until I believe myself. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Thank you.
Marissa. It's not your fault. And thank you for sharing that and your vulnerability and your emotion and your, usually you have so much love in you, Marissa. That's why you carry your heart out like that, because you really are such a sensitive, intuitive being. And so thank you. Thank you. And may that release of poetry bring healing to your heart, your soul, and to your crying eyes. Marissa. Okay. So I don't know how you got muted. I don't know if you wanted to plug anything else, or did you say everything, or did you mute yourself if you want a breather? Let me know. Put it in the chat if I need to unmute you. You're good. All right. So now let's hear from the fireman. Eddie Foreman, Eddie the fireman foreman.
Hello, everyone. I hope everyone having a fantastic, poetry, and incredible day. And lovely piece. I was speechless, Marissa. That was very wonderful. I'm going to show you the wonderful world of rhyme. So please relax and give me your time. But this might be spicy for the little ones. So please, if they hear this, their ears and heart might turn to slime. So if you mind, please put on your headphones or your earbuds or shoot them out of the room. Just probably around 5 or 6 minutes. All right. This is called Jolting Ocean by me. Sweat tinkles down her bare back. It sparkled as a clear stream. To the base of her back looked well stacked. Her hips moved and swayed. I'm lost in an erotic dream. Her shoulders relaxed and dipped in a loose, flowing stimulation. Suddenly, vibration and song took over. We instantly became one surging chain reaction. She pulled me in closer, closer, and closer. A lovely smile spread across her crimson lips. She opened her moons to look at me. I feel the euphoria in her nipples and fingertips. She set my blank, smoky, milky mind free. Quickly pressed her bare front against mine. I enjoyed the extra warmth. It was so beautiful. We can feel the scorching heat up through our spines. It was a feeling beyond reason and words. It was so magical. Hands on her rotating hips while she pushed me desirably harder, quivering in the burning pitch darkness as she was the battery, I'm the charger, drinking the honeyed volts from her kiss. Rapid time stands still, focusing on my electric ocean, the emotion sexual fusion of wills, full of swirling, swelling, and whirling motions. We never skipped a jolting beat, dancing in electric powered tempo, moving and shocking and pounding heat, going faster and faster, no time for slow. The energy starts slowing down. The disappointing end draws near. Only her careless whisper made a sound. She said, dance me next time, my sweet dear. Thank you.
Woo! Eddie the fireman foreman. I think I would say that you recite romantic erotica. I think that's romantic yet erotic. So thank you for that, Eddie the fireman foreman, putting it on the grill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. De nada, bonita.
Qué bueno. Muchas gracias.
De nada.
All right. Eddie the fireman foreman, y'all, doing his thing. Now let's hear some comedy from our very own Vernita Bostic.
Hello, everyone. How are you?
Good. What's up, Vernita?
Hey, you look so beautiful as always.
Thank you, honey. You're so sweet.
Thank you. Before I start, I have to say that this is like the third time I have followed Eddie. So you know what that means. We go together. Okay. So that's that means we go together now.
You got yourself a good one.
I must get into this. I'm actually not ready for a relationship, Eddie. So don't get too happy because 6 months after COVID, my boyfriend of 3 years suddenly passed away, and I was not ready to go to work. Okay, I was not, because employers never give you enough time to properly mourn over your loved ones. You know, like I remember telling my job what happened. The attendance lady told me that I had 3 bereavement days. And I was like, 3 days, that's it? I said, bitch, I lost my boyfriend, not my wallet, you know? And do you know how long it takes to plan a Black funeral? I don't know how Jewish people do it. Because first of all, sadly, a lot of Black people, we have insurance on our phones and we don't have insurance on our lives. So we got to go set up a GoFundMe account. And Black people, if that's you, get your shit together, okay? Because I'm tired of seeing that. Don't ask me to pay for your poor decisions. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not, okay? You better get a box of some dirt. That's it. I don't want to be involved in this. We also have to figure out how many songs we're going to have and who's singing. Now, if you haven't been on a gospel choir for at least 5 years and recorded a studio album, even if nobody's ever heard of it before, not qualified, okay? We have to figure out what's on the menu for the repast. Now, we know we're having chicken, but we don't eat everybody's potato salad, okay? So if you haven't made dinner for a family of 10 or more for Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, or your name's not Big Mama, you're not cooking for us either, okay? I'm a Black woman. I have to get my hair done. Okay, you can't just be walking into a Black salon You know, it's going to take me at least a week to make an appointment. And then the day of, there's going to be 5 other women that are sitting there with the same 10 o'clock appointment. And I'm not leaving out of that bitch till 9 at night. Okay. I got to block off a whole day just to get my hair done. It's ridiculous. Okay. And he passed away in August. I've never been to a summer funeral. Okay. Like, what am I going to wear? The only thing that I have black is a bathing suit. So unless I'm putting that on, I have to go shopping. And before I know it, it's 2 weeks later. I'm still in shock and I haven't even fucking cried yet. So no, 3 days is not enough time. And what makes it worse is that they ask you to bring in proof so that you can be approved for those days. It's crazy. Because she was like, Miss Bostic, when you come back, please don't forget to bring us the copy of the program from the funeral. I said, I don't need to bring you shit. Okay. I'm going to give you his name. You can go on his Facebook page and see when he stopped posting. Okay. Because that should be proof enough. I don't have time for this shit. I'm grieving. Okay. Like, I was offended because I'm a professional and you're asking me to show you proof over something that most people wouldn't even lie about. Right. I was so pissed when I got into work. I walked into her office and I dumped the ashes on her desk. I did. But that wasn't even the fuck part. The fuck part was he wasn't even cremated. Yeah, I work at a school, so you know how you can't like smoke within 25 feet of the premises. I just walked around to the corner bodega and picked some of the ashes off of the floor. Was like, here, bitch, take this. Because think about it. What is she going to do? Is she really going to check the DNA to see if it's really him? No, bitch, you're a secretary. You're not CSI. That's above your pay grade. Okay, so calm down and stop asking all these fucking questions. Okay, it's terrible. And it was hard for me in the beginning. I went to therapy for the first time because I felt like I didn't want to live anymore. And do you know what it feels like to want to die, but you're too afraid of pain to do anything about it? It's such a shitty feeling. Like, me and pain don't get along. Never have, never will. That's one of the reasons I decided I would never get a tattoo. But I decided to get one last year. And the only reason it didn't hurt is because when the tattoo needle touched my skin and I heard that first, I passed the fuck out. I woke up an hour later looking at the finished product like, oh my gosh, Ronnie, you did such an amazing job. It's everything I ever wanted. Before I left, I asked Ronnie for his business card because I told him if I ever have a baby, I'm inviting him to the hospital so he can give me another one. Because I ain't trying to feel that shit either. Okay, I've talked to the women in my circle. I know that labor pain is excruciating. And I'm the type of bitch that I want to walk out of the hospital with my new baby that tattoo right above my vagina that says, ouch. Okay, to remind me of the pain that I didn't feel. All right, thank you guys. I'm Vernita.
I ain't praying for your poor decisions. I love it. So funny. Tattoo that says ouch. I ain't trying to feel that shit. I'm with you, girl. I'm with you, Vernita Bostic.
Thank you, everybody.
So funny. That dark humor. It's like dark chocolate. It's delicious. I love it. Okay, so Luis Pabon was on the list, but I don't see him in the chat. So we're gonna, if you're here, let me know. Pero we're gonna go with Trav the Poet instead. There he is. Trav.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Very well. Nice to see you. How are you?
I'm excellent.
Where are you at tonight, Trav?
I'm in East Harlem.
Okay.
Yeah.
New York City.
New York City.
All right. So what you doing for us tonight?
I'm gonna do two pieces. One is off an upcoming album I got, and the second one is from a poetry book that I wrote a long time ago.
Okay, Trav, take it away. You don't play, I see.
So this one is called Choices. Choices. Life is about choices. Every day we hearing different voices. Some are quiet and some are boisterous. Separate the signal from the noises. Choices. Life is about choices. Every day we hearing different voices. Some are quiet and some are boisterous. Separate the signal from the noises. From the back of mom's busted station wagon, my eyes spy D-boys in the block, guarding it like sentinels as they push rock, and crack streets to crack glass to crack peeps, shattered systematically so solar souls seep. We turn the corner on the Macaboy with folks with pitchforks try to crack a boy, to gangster discipline till it's attaboy. Converting kids to hustlers, dealers, and ghetto boys. One day a homeboy and I play football outside, taking turns being QB. Ready, set, put. Trying to be Cunningham, throwing with all our might. Warren scrambles to the moon, we can't take flight. As we're having fun, one team starts trouble, steals the ball, then threatens to burst our bubble. He asks why we're frowning. We ask what he wants to put up cash, shows a stash in the jewels he flaunts. Our eyes get big, and he drops a bomb nonchalantly. Hey, yo, I want y'all to sell this crack for me. I stare at my partner. He stares back informatively. We're 9 years old. Suddenly, Bama heat turns cold. I have visions of my future if I join the fold. Fast money, clothes, jail cell, shot by someone I sold. He gets mad, tosses the ball when we quickly say no. Choices. Life is about choices. Every day we're hearing different voices. Some are quiet and some are boisterous. Separate the signal from the noises. Choices. Life is about choices. Every day we're hearing different voices. Some are quiet and some are boisterous. Separate the signal from the noises. First semester, senior year, Harvard High. AP classes, hard exams, not bothered by. Distractions at home and school because I'm focused. My target, college. I'm locked and loaded. To hit bullseye, I study hard for the grade and stay away from the games people play. Filling out applications and writing essays for scholarships and acceptance, the best days. In phys ed, this occasion, we toss the ball, anxious for the World Series and playoffs. We're partnering up. Next to me, this kid Tank, no ambition, always suspended and stank. Ugh. After throwing, he's talking trash, I oblige. Yo, nutty professor nephew, I try to fry. He's saying some junk, but it don't apply. Through all this, we're still letting the balls fly. He's still talking. I laugh, pay him no mind. He throws a rock as I respond in kind. I'm blindsided. It busts up my lip. He sees a mad, the coward tries to dip. Ready to make him my punching bag, so I chase, determined to break his face and catch a case. But I realized I lose it all. I absorbed it. We squashed it. My lip busted for senior portraits. Choices. The second one I'm gonna do is called She Is Thy Life. And it's from the book. Carved in the tree of life, our union, two names between now and forever, connected by an ampersand, surrounded by the heart of God. Wedded witnesses stand in silence, awed by her grace as she glides, captivating each creation in Eden, moving closer and closer to I. Her hourglass figure slid my mind into the depths of her soul, strolling on the sands of time together. Countless moments embraced in the tender arms of life's clock, paused in time as we pause, sitting on the edge of eternity, quietly questioning and teaching. She pieced my piece, piece by piece. As I sought her, riddles began to whittle, etching fear, unveiling heavenly love, drawing me near. She spoke diamonds into my spirit, enriching my cave. Every time her lips kissed my name, from friends to lovers we became. A king she desires to make me. At the altar, I wait for my queen, ready to utter my everlasting covenant. As she floats down the narrow aisles of love, locked in my heart will I keep her, for wisdom is my wife.
Ooh, wisdom is the wife.
Right.
Wow, Trav the poet. Oh, representing. Thank you so much. It was great to hear your work. That first piece too, super flow, super dope flow. Let them know how to follow you, and then we're gonna go to Thomas Connor.
You can follow me on IG and Facebook and Twitter at Trav the Poet, all one word, and I'll put it in the chat.
All right, thank you. Okay, let's see what's good with Thomas Connor. I learned recently that he could kill you with a pencil.
I'm not even gonna respond, for real. Anyway, my instructor did come home. So
Oh,
he's
good.
doing much better. He's doing much better. That's all I can say right now. So,
Wonderful.
But this piece I wrote actually 10 years ago, actually 11 years ago after my divorce. I kind of just updated it. Yeah. So so it was and so after my divorce, I guess I dated too soon. And sometimes that happens. So so I'll just go right into it. Without you, without me. Without you, without me. Gazing at each other remotely, wondering if we could get to know us, both lonely, baggage heavy, hearts ravaged by circumstance. Pain sometimes makes for strange bedfellows, but we were more than that. Maybe connected in a time before time. Two souls, two Tauruses, horns tattered, no matador to fear. Me in blue and you in pink. Still remember the curves on your hips. Living unabated, roaming time and space, our spaces flashing vacant. No arms to welcome us home unless they were kin. Gazing at the possibilities of tomorrows together. Floating irises peering into each other's unknown. Miles away, yet close, by voice and text. Star-crossed lovers through LOLs and emojis. Whispering sweet nothings like secrets in a garden, magic in the shape of you. We both brash and beautiful. Our broken wings begging for connection. Sorry for my vulnerability, but love can be a hell of a drug and I'm addicted. You, my methadone with no clinic. Pictures now painting paragraphs of pain. I love you now replaced by I appreciate you. Just friends checking in every so often. Our past now prologue. Just friends, not foes. I guess that's just the way love goes.
That's the way love goes. Ooh. Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you. You can find me at IG, TAC7371, and Facebook. Facebook, my name, Thomas Connor. Peace.
Peace. Man, being married is wild, and then being divorced is wilder.
Tell me about it.
It's so crazy.
It is. It is. It happens though. What you're gonna do? All you can do is just rebuild, and that's it. And that's what I've been doing, rebuilding.
Good. Yeah. I see. Rejection is protection, and when one door, all those cliches that when one door closes, all these other open. It's just meant to be. I think about that time in my life. Yeah. I wouldn't have seen today the way that I see today had I not gotten free.
Right. No, it's true. It's true. You just got to be careful the doors you walk through.
That's right. That's true too.
Sometimes them doorknobs shine too bright. Make sure you don't guide yourself into the wrong light. That's all I'm saying. Well, peace and blessings, everyone.
Peace and blessings. It's like, exactly. You can't be like, the price is right. Door number one, and then door number, just pick any door. No. A lot of times, just don't even, just chill. All right. Let's see what's good with Paul Con Queso. Paul La Torre.
You straight just hit me off guard. I didn't even know I was up next. Let's go.
You know what? I stopped repeating the thing in the chat. I figured I put it at the top.
It's all good.
After you is Joski C, and then we're gonna get into the waiting list. We're approaching the 11 o'clock hour. So in the waiting list, people, I think John is not here. Everybody else is. I will ask if you want to speak that you do 1-2 minutes on the waiting list, please.
Fire.
But not you, Paul.
I'll just get into it then. I got my stabby today, my first vaccine shot. So I was a little low energy, but coming here, it always uplifts me. So I'm gonna spit a piece that I've wanted to read for a couple weeks. I did read it at Trisha's event, Finn Bell, but it's new to the new yo, and I've also made a shit ton of improvements to it. So let's go. Vernacular spectacular. I created a monster, so nobody wants to see Paul anymore. Honestly. Not even me. They want the performative version of him you see on your screen. The one that won't scream when the stronger monsters come, summoned from depths. And fuck Eminem, I'm 8 miles greater. The off-white savior, knock off Marshall, knocking off Marshall with martial law arsenals of verbal arson. I set fire to the page, to the stage, to the rain even. like Adele, but no somber heart swell ballad here, just cleansing bats from the heavens clear. I just drank a fifth of Everclear. Dare me to drive? All my life I've been barely alive, scarily deprived, shackled and cattle drive. Fuck a 3/5 compromise. We don't compromise unless we on Spotify free. Then you have no choice but to listen to these, sucking each seed. That's how you succeed. I mean, are you paying attention to ads at all? Adderall, riddling head like Ritalin, embittered in bitter battles with consciousness, pitter patter of little steps, a walking dead somnambulist. But don't sleep on me. I'm no B&B. Cause when you doze, I come kick in your door, waving the 4-4 like a B&E. Got bars like Loey Sida. Got heart like 236 East 3rd Street, where we verbal thieves pillage stage to slay the beasts which plague our page and dreams, chasing demons with shots of 151. No cap. Show respect to these scabs. I paid my dues. Fuck a bar tab. I refuse to pay gratuity. Fuck a bartender after last call. Guess I did give a tip after all. And fuck y'all if that went overhead. Whoosh. Overhead like duplex or Northern Light suplex count to 3. Overhead like fellatio references going down like stocks plummeting in the red. Is period sex more red than national debt while printing counterfeit stimulus? Pressing checks and shopping sweat like I'm Nike swoosh. Despite the attempts to smite me, who? Nobody. I am mighty. Peace to Aphrodite, this flight be enlightening as lightning in a light spar between Thor and Heimdall, guarding the Bifrost, this thunder-lunged god placing the weight of a realm upon broad shoulder blades, grinding bones of Wonderkid like Beowulf grendling his mother's kin, spoiled like doting mothers and fermented breast milk fed till 17, these advocated devils incestuous as Oedipus, with traumas old as Greek drama, dated as bars from 2006, sicker than SARS and anthrax now, it's COVID-19. Time may move on, but not the monster in me. Devour bars like Halloween, tricks for treat. If you fit in to square up with me, best fix your feet. Mouth guard and tuck those teeth, lest you end up chiclet spitting peasant street, cause your arms too sparse to spar with God. Easter Sunday to Ramadan, get crippler cross-faced and tossed in garage. No Chris Benoit, suffocating succotash, neck wrung and hung from overhead lat bar, struggling for breath, crucifix, cause Jesus was the OG Chad of white privilege. One day on the cross, an eternity spent worshiping. This original CrossFit like go hard, one day at the gym, a million taken off to rest, resurrect, and genuflect, kneel to show respect, but never on neck. Best reflect on second coming you won't see coming, inches between finishing like a cunning linguist, itchy trigger, finger squeeze, goosebumps like Kendrick meets Travis. I need that Heimlich, or else I'll die shit. Immortalized in Pac like passenger side sacrifice. This tequila mockingbird took his shots and fell from sky like flock of vernacular. A mass of massive verbs, a lame mallard malady flying west like diaspora, like X marks the spot, shores of ecstasy like X gonna give it to you. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here. Dark as hell is hot, and hell is not really all it's chalked up to be. Eternal flame spit, bring out the twist and meets big pun in me, literally B.I.G. punishing underlings. It don't matter, put the chrome to your bladder, splatter your abs, have you pissing in a plastic bag. Because weak are the strong. Who's got it going on? When you're dead wrong. Fact is we can't act passively under deep cover, because little did any body cam in the Twin Cities see. Not even little D. Chauvin knew that in the middle of the acquittal we spat spittle on each rosary counting beads. A countenance. Relax and take notes. While I approach the bench, clouds of astral smoke like George's ghost, pointing phantom finger on stand, convicting little D as the killer he is. See, we got all the evidence we need to convict he and Kim Potter as the cold-blooded plague they are upon our streets. Gun over stun gun, who's gonna run when authorities shoot to kill regardless? Cause Dante Wright deserves the justice of their abolition. This is our mission, our truth, holding stereo overhead like say anything. In this tribe called quest to do the right thing, Radio Raheems get their jaws cracked in street, curb stomping boys in blue, beat black and brown boys in bluest moonlight till black and blues overtake face like newest identity. Maybe when they see us, blind justice might finally see that. Bluest eye beat swollen clothes like pesticide exterminating black beetles and millipedes, beat like drummers ear riddling artillery and sternum of middlemen, flags planted in colonies by fascist blue and red fire ants set upon colonizing already settled settlements, set fire to the tenements, and can't drench fire with hydrant when bodies char at the hands of first responders, because these Homeric Odyssean sirens only siren death. 911 turned 9/11, domestic turned terrorist, and the terror is We are watching a new tower be demolished seemingly each other week, and the hash toe tags of character dragged on screens as if each human being were an SVU suspect of the week, when they're the ones victimized, leaving family behind bereaved. Wreaths bequeathed befitting kings and queens what is left of our rights when amended from spite, when not even Spike knows what the right thing is. Maybe for now, we should do what our elders never did. We should listen to kids championing the champion sound, not cancel culture or supremacist vultures gathering round. In the lands of myth and monsters, if all we ever are is stone throwers, holders of the boulder shouldered message of hope rolled uphill, so long as we're moving on trajectory toward that mountaintop, that'll be fine with me, so long as we never cease climbing toward that ideal. Sisyphean as our journey might be, we simply don't obey the word quit. And truth is, we never should settle because we never been settlers, but the original inhabitants. Despite the fact the monster thinks it can handle us, we handle us, we inhabitants of this planet. Poetry.
Oh my God, Paul. Anyone that can talk about fermented breast milk and period sex wins for me. But that Spike doesn't even know what the right thing is. Damn, Paul, you just hurting them, bro. You just hurting them out there. And that was a lot.
Yeah, I know. It's been pent up. If you want to follow me at Poke con Queso on IG and Venmo, Bruja, I love you, sis. All of y'all, thank you guys for the space as always.
Ripping it, burning it, killing it. Thank you, Paul. La Torre, Paul con Queso para los necios. Ahí escribiendo poesía y rapeando too, bro. That first half, I was like, straight bars. You need to do that on a track and just at least to try, please. I would love to hear you on some hip hop shit. But we're speaking about music, and Joski C always delivers the musical goods. Joski C.
Hola, Bruja.
Hola, ¿cómo estás, Joski?
Oh, muy bien, gracias. Got a short poem and a song. And this is about some of the witnesses at the Derek Chauvin trial. An EMT instructing you to resuscitate. A martial arts expert understands what you inflict. A child who stands up in court. What is wrong with you? You're hurting him. He cannot breathe. You're not supposed to kill. Yada da 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 da. Rooftop philosophy, communication, and you and me. This ain't the way things got to be. How'd things get to be this way? Yada da 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 da. I see you working hard, all right. So the kids got a roof tonight. Food on the table, electric lights, burdens of living. You know the rich man still wants more. Hear the knock upon your door. They're gonna multiply the poor. Chains unforgiving. Searching for light, searching for feelings of right. All through the long night, please hold me tight. Yada da 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 da. You know this life's a crazy place. A billion colors, all one race. Tell me why there's so much hate, burdens of living. You know the rich man still wants more, collector knocking on your door. They're gonna multiply the poor, chains unforgiving, searching for light, searching for feelings of right, all through the long night. Please hold me tight. Ya da 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 da. And will we walk till we can fly? Finally see when we close our eyes. We learn to live so we can die. Chains unforgiving, rooftop philosophy, communication and you and me. This ain't the way things got to be. How'd things get to be this way?
Ooh, Joski C with that ending, but that was like that was clean, and that had authority, and that had oomph to it. You always bring I just love your music. We all do. Look at this. Vernita said this is a bop. Nick loved it. Poetaku just loves it, loves your haikus. Killing it, Joski.
You
Thank
guys
you.
are wonderful. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Bruja.
Woohoo! Love it. Okay, I
Welcome,
see.
everyone.
I see Deneen is on the waiting list. Look I've been on Zoom. This is my third event today, so I love y'all. So I want to get everybody on the waiting list on, but I ask you just 1 minute, 2 minutes, do your thing. Deneen, let's unmute you. If you could just spit something, say something, and then after that, we'll see Mr. Speaker Sears.
Hear me?
Yes.
Hear me?
Hi.
Okay, right quick. White supremacy, reflexive racism, retentive racism, righteous racism, unconscious bias, mostly willful. Yeah, white system, white supremacy, and ignorance bliss. Done.
Thank you, Deneen.
Okay.
Much love to you. Yes.
I love you.
Love you. Wonderful.
I hope everything's okay.
We're all here. At least we're together in this moment, and we can share this. Thank you for sharing that poem. I love hearing you. Always great to see you. And then, of course, you following Joski. It's just beautiful. Okay.
We love you.
We're going to keep it going, keep it flowing. Thank you so much, Deneen. Let's see what's good with James, Mr. Speaker Sears.
All is well, the Bruja. Just keep it moving. I'll pass. Let's go on to the next poet.
You sure?
Yes, ma'am.
Little something.
Judge less and love more.
Judge less, love more. All right, so let's see what's good with Kanisha. Thank you, Mr. Speaker Sears. Thank you so much. Always great to see you, and good luck on the events that you're hosting and performing in. I'm asking to unmute Kanisha.
Hi. This isn't a title or anything like that. This is just about a journal entry. I was just about to press send when he announced his candidacy. The notification came via heart attack, conduits of skipping beats, and somehow I also skipped the dismiss prompt. I had no intention of telling the world, just sending an email into the vast ambiguity of early 2000s AOL accounts and obvious numeric passwords. I was sending the call to action back into time when my parents took away phone privileges and he promised he would be gentle through trembling hands. See, I wasn't going to do it for him, but for me, I've always been honest about my past, only leaving out the PII. Personally identifiable information. My mind likes to keep things filed away so as not to accidentally stumble upon or confuse separate sexual traumas, personnel or personal. These memories are confidential when censored and redacted, as if I myself didn't know what lingered behind that black bar. You're running on a platform of equality. You prosecuted sex offenders and worked with EEOC. You're a champion of our community. You're a champion of your family, a champion of the movement, and you would have been mine if you were your own. Do you recognize yourself in the evils you so vehemently oppose? Or does transparency only work as a slogan to juxtapose yourself from your foes? Should you also receive swift and just punishment, or are your beliefs complicated with power, age, and the identity of the victim? You've pushed legislation to further women's rights. You were barely a teen, and if I said something now, I know you'd be sincere, but I can't say anything. Your position prohibits placid conversations. Your biotic Biden hands belittle my existence with every behind the back gesture of solace. I bet you'll want to collab. You want me to show my support, and I do. In every way but one. I think you are capable of change. However, I like to keep my demons at home. And you want to canvas every marginalized community with me as your trinket, and I want to paint the truth. See, what you did was subtle, gradual. Permission was implied. I pretended to laugh when friends suggested you own all of my assets. To the grave, they said. I'm a mandatory reporter, but must I share my own experiences? Or with lock and key shall I commit a sin of omission? The statute of limitations has passed, and I will turn from victim to villain if I choose to share my pain. My every misstep and delay of action will solidify me as the perfect antagonist. And they will demonstrate your youth, your intentions, and your relationship with your 3 doting sisters to validate your statuesque character. Or worse, maybe. My story will be rewritten for your own redemption. So that's it.
Wow, that was rape culture at its finest. That was so powerful and important and necessary to be spoken of. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Let people know how to follow you if you want, and then we're going to close out with Andy.
It's just Kanisha Irvin, Facebook. I'll throw some other information into the chat. But yeah, I just want to be a policy entrepreneur, as we call him here.
And you are doing it through poetry. Brilliant. I love it. Thank you so much. And now Andy to close out.
Hi, my loves. I will be quick. I am continuing my Tinder match poem prompt nightmare that I have found myself in, and a few of you have heard this one already, and some lovely girl had the audacity to give me the prompt of write me a poem about what it would be like to be in a relationship with me. And I said, shit, well, buckle up, buttercup, because here we go. And I wrote this: explore with me a life of brilliance. Find me a life of simple beauty, of sunbeams streaming through a bedroom window, of cool hardwood beneath my feet, to pad silently out of bed. It is my turn to cook, to make the raw into edible, to create from the equation of fire plus ingredient nourishment. It may be simple, but it's yours. Let me laugh with you over breakfast, find my greatest adventure into what turns your lips into a smile. Let us take a day to wander, fill our eyes with new sights. Teach me something of this world I didn't already know. Learn from me some greater mystery so that I might watch your eyes absorb me. Find our way home down the back alleys of adventure. End your night telling me of your greatest longings. Find in me a shelter for your fears. The greatest relationships are 1 part adventure, 1 part remembrance, 1 part acceptance, and a final part of offering. Some days, I worry I haven't got the right ingredients to make a dish this complex. Sift from me my impurities. Let me cook in my own time. Love me for my burn marks. I promise I am a taste worth the effort to acquire. But tonight and today, let us see if there is something we can make together. Teach me once more to smile. I love you all very much. Thank you.
Andy, I am definitely smiling. That was beautiful and delicate and romantic, and I am with you on all of that, Andy. Thank you for articulating that. Oh my God. What a beautiful, beautiful way to end this Thursday night open mic. Thank you so much. I have smiled and I have felt your rage and I have marveled in your brilliance. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you so much. It is my honor and my pleasure to be your host here at the New York Post Cafe on Thursday nights, my favorite night of the week. Why? Because of all of you. Much love, everybody. I'll see you again next week. La Bruja loves you. Over and out. Powerful beings of light. Love it. Mwah. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yes. Yes. You guys, gosh. Genius. Brilliant. All of you. So powerful. Don't forget Monday night, you know, Advocate of Words does this thing, but Thursday night is our night, and we're gonna see if we get NBC to watch us, if we get CBS to watch us, if we get who is next that's gonna see us and see the bigger picture of what we're doing, creating the narrative for this world to live into. Yes. Buenas noches. I don't know if New York Poets Cafe is here. We're closing